has never seen a driver drive as high on the track as Ryan Newman did and has this weekend.
It's worked for him. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I saw that the other night. It was just unbelievable. You go win the pole, running. I mean, you always had to be on the white line running around this race. It shows you a race driver with the feel of a car and the feel for speed that Ryan Newman has, that he was able to adjust to that and see that's what he needed to do.
Yeah, it's one thing to be able to do this in a race. When the tires wear down, you see he's doing it really well right now. But qualifying, man, that was different.
And by the way, sign of a good race team, when it almost doesn't seem to matter who's in their car, they're running well. Remember, they won this race with Mike Bliss a year ago. Here's Ryan running well. He's the 8th different driver in that one car since they won this race a year ago. Kyle Busch trying not to go a lap down to Kasey Kahne.
Yeah, he's going to make Kasey earn this pass, though. He's not going to give him that top side. Kasey's car really fast on the bottom, though. Kyle has a few more laps on his tires.
You may have to plan one of those sprint car slide jobs on it.
He knows a thing or two about those.
Yeah, Kasey does.
You see the run that Kyle Busch gets from that top side, able to get back in the throttle, really shows up on the straightaway. It looks like he has, 20, 30 more horsepower than what the 38 car does. That's not the case. But if you can really get a good run off there, it makes that much difference.
So, Dave, they pitted that 18 car early in the green flag cycle because Kyle felt something up at the right front corner. What are they saying now?
And they tried to make some adjustments on that car as he nearly gets into the that yellow car right there. And the problem is that it's a little bit tighter right now than it was earlier. They tried to adjust against that. Unfortunately, it went further to the tight side. Shannon?
Well, Kasey Kahne started this race. He was tight. They made an air pressure adjustment on the last pit stop. And now he said the car has gone to the free side. Speaking with Kasey before the race, I asked him what he thought about this track. Obviously, he has had so much success. He said, on the Cup side, I have figured it out. I struggle a little getting the handling down here on the Nationwide side, but guys, I don't think he's struggling today at all.
Now, Shannon, there aren't many times you can say Kasey Kahne has struggled at Charlotte Motor Speedway, right? He's got 3 Sprint Cup points race wins here. He's won the Sprint Cup All-Star race. He's won one of these Nationwide Series races. He does okay here.
Yeah, he does pretty well, but it really fits his driving style well. And I think it goes back to his, sprint car days where he drives it with the throttle. He doesn't overdrive the corner getting in, but he'll be back to the throttle early and really driving the car around and making the straightaways longer.
And I just want Dave Burns and everyone else to know that when Dave was saying, ooh, when that 38 was running up on the 04 lap car, Andy about fell off his stool up here in the booth, too. Kasey Kahne out in front of Brad Keselowski by 7 seconds. He's doing okay.
Danica Patrick going side by side with Weldon. She'll be the leader in turn number 1. All is right with the world. Danica Patrick leading the Indianapolis 500.
Certainly be told from days to come.
Expect more drama and excitement when the Indianapolis 500 returns on ABC Sunday, May 30th.
Racing here on ABC, back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting things kicked off for Memorial Day. This race being led by that 38 car of Kasey Kahne. And what stands out to you guys the most?
Well, I just think that the interesting thing is how fast Kahne has been consistently. Once he caught Brad Keselowski in traffic, got by him, he has really been blazing a trail. So it's interesting. We'll see also Ryan Newman starting to catch up with that pack of racing going on after our next pit stop, I do believe.
What has been interesting, too, is they've practiced and qualified in 2 very different track temperatures. Newman, Brad Keselowski, and Kasey Kahne.
Got to see him pick up some spots here on pit road, though, Brian. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The race is slowly unfolding. These guys are really just taking this moment to fill their cars out and really try to prepare their car for them, what they need to do the best job they can. You see a couple of the cars strong in the second run. Another Braun car, Leffler's done really good. The 27 of Biffle, he was the strongest car for the last 10 or 20 laps that for him to come up here and challenge Kahne for the lead during this run, but he's lost something. He hasn't been quite as fast as he was.
Well, let's get you caught up to speed on everyone that is running in the top 5, starting with Shannon Spake, who's got Kasey Kahne.
Well, Nicole, if you think back to October, Kasey Kahne came very close to winning this race. He led a bunch of laps, but he was black flagged because he had a window net problem. Right now, Casey is showing a little redemption on the racetrack, leading in this race. The car has been pretty good just on the free side. He started 5th, took the lead after the pits, and he's not looking back. Mike?
And speaking of windows, Brad Keselowski has a window of opportunity, perhaps to win this championship. He is the championship leader, but in light of recent news that Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick will officially not be running for the title, you might think that Keselowski would get complete. I spoke with him this week. He said, I'm more mad. I don't want anybody to say if I win this championship that Kyle or Kevin would have won it if they ran the full schedule. He wants to run away with it, Shannon.
Ryan Newman in the #1 car for the second race in a row. When you polled the garage this weekend and you asked what the #1, what the fastest car out there was, a lot of teams would have said this #1 car. Well, I asked the team, so do you have the fastest car? And they said it's fast, but you never know what can happen in the race. The handling has been a little off, but ever since that last pit stop, Ryan Newman says the balance is good. Dave?
Shannon, let's get Brian Vickers' question answered. What happened to Greg Biffle? Well, they made a track bar and an air pressure adjustment on that stop. After the restart, after he got back on the track under green, he said that air pressure adjustment made his car wobbly and very darty at the start of that run. That's how he lost positions. As for Joey Logano, he was running behind Kevin Harvick and wondered how Harvick was beating him on the racetrack. His spotter told him he's beating you rolling through the center of the corner. As soon as that happened, Logano made the pass and holds 5th position right now. Trouble on the track, guys. 38, Casey Kane in trouble.
Kane, the race leader, is in turns 3 and 4. Is he coming to pit road? He is.
He's coming
down pit road. He's going to give up an 11-second lead on second place for an unscheduled stop just shy of halfway.
It doesn't look like a tire issue. Well, maybe it is. If I was, it looks like he may have something there on the left rear, Shannon.
Hey guys, right now Casey Kane on the radio saying he thinks it might be a battery. You see the car on pit road. What a terrible break for this 38 team. You can see them right now going to work, and that is they are working on the back left side of this race car, and they do have a battery, guys.
I don't know how they diagnose that quick. If that's the issue, it's going to take a little while now to get this battery changed. At least a couple of laps under green.
Wow.
Yeah, that's bad, man.
He had an 11-second lead on second place.
Okay, if I'm up on the box here, I'm going to say, guys, just get it done. Just be deliberate. Get this thing done. If you lose a couple laps, even 3 laps, we got a fast car, and it's only about halfway through this thing. So, you know, our day's not over with. If we can get this thing done and get out of here.
They got to get it back on the track without going multiple laps down, right?
Yeah, they're sitting here a while now. This is not what you want to see.
And obviously he had tried other things that you have in there, whether it be an ignition box, just trying to find it. Apparently had developed a miss of some kind and started to slow down a little bit. None of the other things that you're able to do as a driver inside the car were working, and that's, I guess they diagnosed
okay, he's gone.
They had to change that pattern.
See how many laps he lost. Yeah, this is boy, it's a tough break. I mean, that was a fast race car. You hate that. The things never break when you're running 2 or 3 laps down. They always break when you're leading.
Laps down and working on a 3rd as he goes down pit road at speed limit, and Brad Keselowski continues on the racetrack, and here comes the 22 car. If he catches him, that'll put Kane a 3rd lap down.
And you got a couple of cars chasing this 22 car Keselowski. It's the 1 car of Ryan Newman and Greg Biffle in 27. They're having a great battle of their own, but they're also catching Brad a little bit. See him around, just coming into the picture here, right behind Trevor Bayne.
I think the 38 problems did, too, was Jamie McMurray had just gotten lapped right before that, so he's back on the lead lap for the time being. That 99 car that you see right there, Ryan Newman just went out. He is the first car a lap down at this point.
Yeah, he's coming, though, and I see a little wiggle out of Brad Keselowski coming off turn 4 that lap. Trevor Bayne had a great qualifying run in the 99 car. He was really struggling with his race setup.
You know, that 22 car in the first run of the race was so strong, and it had himself built up that big lead, right? Second segment of the race, there went Casey Kane.
Saw Biffle right there. I'm not sure he didn't get into the wall that time.
I think he caught a piece of the wall there. If he didn't, he couldn't have put a piece of paper there.
You know, we saw a little of this from the 22 car at Dover. They started out that race extremely strong. After the first pit stop, then they got really loose and had a hard time catching up. They came back and made a 7th place finish out of it after Brad had spun out. So,
but you're right, Dale. At Dover, he dominated a part of that race, and then all of a sudden, he really wasn't a factor.
And while we are watching Greg Biffle here. Let's see if he did catch the wall a minute ago.
This is down in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Yeah.
Yep, he definitely got a good piece of it.
You're exactly right, Andy. You keep messing around up there. It only takes your margin for error is so small.
And while that's going on, this is for the lead. Ryan Newman has run down Brad Keselowski in traffic, and he's going to go after him right here.